So now I have the figurines made according to the sketch of my cake here, and I also have the tree, the amateur tree that we made, and there's some additional extras that I have. Okay, some leaves made and dried out, and because we have the figurines and then you need some fillers to just go on so the cake looks complete. So these are just pebbles, which means made out of gum paste or fondant, marble of grey and white. Okay, and there are some plain greys as well, and there are some very tiny grass made. They are just sausages, like 3 of them put together, and there are also sausages put together where you have leaves of different color, and this is the light green color grass which I'm just going to place. And then there are the tiny berries. Basically I just want to put them on the tree and then have a few just running around on the top of the cake as well, because I'm going to place the amateur tree on top of the cake. Okay, so these are the elements that I have. I also have some moss, the microwave sponge, which I could just use on, because that is there on the amateur tree, right? So now let's begin with assembling the cake. So I have the cake here with me. So I'm just going to look for the front of the cake, which means the best side of all the 4. Like all the 4 are good because we just want to make it perfect all around, but then we finally figure out the best of the best, and then that will become the front. Okay, so now the first thing that I want to do is to just get the tree. I want to find a spot where I can just attach the tree. So I'm just going to place the tree in. Okay, and I'm just going to place the squirrel here. So it's like I just need to figure out the best spots for the animals that I am using. So we can just place them to check where they fit. Okay, I can just find, because I've made the tree with support, so I can just find a spot where I can place the squirrel, which is one of the animal. So let me just look for a comfortable seating position for the squirrel to be. Because they are with amateurs, right? So you still have the room to just change the position of the branches. So the finishing you can just do. So I'm just going to place the leaves around. So once we've finalized the positions of the add-ons that we are going to place, so first place and see, and once you are fine to go ahead with the positions, then we can just stick them out, because we just can't be sending them out like that where you have the figurines moving around, right? So here I just want to position for the pebbles. So I'm just going to place it there for now, and then have the pebbles. So once that is done, I'm just going to turn it around to check. And if they are good, then I'm just going to glue them. I'm going to glue a couple of the berries on the trees as well. I'm just going to turn it around to check if they look complete. So I'm just going to stick them out by adding a bit of glue on the underside. Okay, and so you want all the figurines to be stuck well, so you need to apply the glue and then place it and give enough time before the figurines are ready to travel, even to the tiniest of figurines, because all these are just, they'll just fall off during travel. So just make sure you've added a good amount of glue, and you just use support with pressure. Okay, and similarly just go on and then stick all of them. So we have all the elements placed here, and now the board is an acrylic board. Obviously they are not going to be stuck here even with the glue, so the board has to be covered with fondant, and then with the glue these figurines have to be stuck. Only then they are safe to be transported. And after each of the elements that is placed in the cake, now sometimes in a cake, if it is like too crowded, then it is like there is too much happening, we need certain space for relief, and so sometimes we have to know that less is more. So even if the front is empty, we could just leave it like that. So we have a lot of things happening on the top, and then we have a lot of leaves around and the animals with the pebbles down here as well on the board. Now if you feel that you don't want to leave this empty, then maybe you could just have the tree similar to that going on around here on the sides, and then a little bit of the branches just going up. You could use the same edible moss to finish that. So but here we have the final 3D fondant cake, where we started off with understanding how to make the shapes first, and to make the basic figurines, to work on the sketch, to make our own cake, and then based on the cake the animals were made specific to the theme. We also made the square cake, we draped it with sharp edges of fondant, and then we have completely finished making a beautiful 3D fondant cake with a lot of elements in it. And so we've come to the end of one spectacular session, which is the 3D fondant cake.